Hi, hi, hi. My name is Teresa Snyder. Everybody start your engines because you're in for a wild ride today. I'm Teresa, and this is the Teresa and Amy show. So, Amy Thompson, how's it going?
Hey, it's going great. It's going great. How is everybody today? And hi, Inez. Thank you for being our guest today.
Hey.
And you are in Chicago, right? Because I'm in Toronto,
in Chicago,
and
Illinois.
Teresa is in Texas. She's back home now. So perfect. Inez, I have been looking forward to this for a while. You have so many great things, so much. And I just want you to introduce yourself. Tell us about who you are and give a little, snippet of why I might be so excited that you're going to be on our show.
Well, my name is Inez Teemer, and I am a makeup artist, hairstylist here in Chicago. And what I am up to is I'm creating events for women to assist them in the healing of their sexual traumas.
Mm-hmm. And so many people. And I've been running into a lot of males lately as well who've also had sexual traumas. And it's interesting to deal with the males who've had to experience what it's like to be with females who've had sexual trauma. So it really affects everybody.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. And I'm just so curious about learning about this, right? So what can you share with us about what you're doing and what can you share?
Well, what my game is up to is doing this through alternative methods with vaginal steaming, womb stimulation massage, with Reiki, sound meditation. Also, we're doing various other modalities with rolfing.
What is rolfing?
What else are we? Rolfing is releasing the traumas. Mm-hmm. It's an energy work that you release the traumas with, as well as exercise methods also that can help remove the traumas from the women too. So everything is totally natural.
Yes, Inez, I just want to take a moment, and the three of us all met in Anaheim. This is like, what? We're like all of us here together, and I love it. And Inez, I really want to let the viewers know, any person that watches this today, this topic is a vital and important topic, and you may find yourself getting a tad bit uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. I want to ask all viewers, release any kind of judgment or concern that you have and just be with this conversation with Amy and I as we continue to find out from Inez, because this is vital in the world of women and females and men too, but females in particular, to be able to talk about any kind of sexual trauma or anything that Inez provides. So Inez, please continue.
Okay, so by being a hairstylist and makeup artist, I used to hear so many stories because people feel relaxed when they're talking to you, especially women. So some women used to really just confess that they have been molested as kids or date raped. And I kept hearing these stories over and over again. And I'm like, what can I do for them? So being on Landmark's team management and leadership program, we create games. So I've created the games of starting my own production company to do documentaries, events to introduce what I'm doing. But I said, it's something else that's needed. So right at I think I was like at my last quarter in Team 1. And I said, I'm going to go and learn about vaginal steaming. So I went to Atlanta at I Love My Womb Academy. And while I was there, we all sit around and we talk about stories that we've been through, and we actually have vaginal steaming. So what happened was I gave birth to this idea because vaginal steaming, you also release trauma as well that's inside you. And I've dealt with trauma too because I had sexual trauma in my life as a youth.
What is the percentage of women across, like if you just and there may not be any kind of record of it, but like, what do you think, if there's 10 women, how many do you think in a room have experienced sexual trauma?
I think all of them have.
Okay.
Just about, in some form or another. Because
at least best
also,
guess 8 out of 10, at least.
yes, at least 8 out of 10, or either they were approached if they didn't experience it some kind of way, or they know somebody that's been through it.
Yes. Yeah. Amy, do you want to share anything right now, or are you just listening?
Well, a couple things is, one, it's like being somebody who's gone through a lot of traumas in that regard. I have this like sinking feeling, not so great. And when you're talking about this whole vaginal steaming thing, right? Because I think how many women are comfortable enough to actually open up and share in the first place and get themselves into a space like that? And then what is it like? Is it like, I would imagine that you're recreating or you're building trust with that. Like, what is the experience like? What's the intention behind it? How does it work? How's the shift happen with people? I just want to know
take
more.
us on, like Amy and Teresa are here.
And I want to take myself out of the space of like, you know how Teresa in the beginning you said this could be uncomfortable for some people. Well, I'm very curious and I'm experiencing discomfort. But then at the same time, I've talked to you in the past. You also shared that you do like childbirth trauma, like you help people get over childbirth trauma. And I know that I experienced trauma with childbirth. So I'm all ears for everything that you can share that can assist, right? So thank you. And
right, because one thing we don't realize is that a lot of the experiences that we go through, the trauma, it goes straight to our womb because that's the first chakra. Everything, I mean, everything. People think it's your heart, but it's your womb for women. And what these modalities will do will help release all of that. And this is not making wrong of the medical industry at all, because they're phenomenal. But this is just something that we're doing as it's like a detox method to help them. And then as well, I'm in a program of sexual coaching. So this is going to help women really just be in a safe space of transformation. They'll do their own transformation, of course, but at their own pace, but they'll have the tools.
What would you recommend for some people who are not comfortable to go out and experience something like that? What would you recommend for people who are not even necessarily ready to open up about what they've gone through yet, but they're just in the beginning phases?
Well, actually, what I recommend is just start meditating.
Okay. Meditating is amazing.
Meditation. Yes. Just meditation, because meditation will open up so much in their life. Just get still.
Yeah. So what's an example of meditation for any viewer that is watching right now that does not even know really what meditation is? Like they think it's guru-ish or it has to be a certain way. What is your tip? Like this is a great tip for anyone for whatever reason. Meditation solves a lot of things.
Yeah. Meditation is, to me, just getting still. I can sit down somewhere and just breathe. Just get in the moment. Close your eyes for a minute, 2 minutes, and just breathe. Just breathe. Just get relaxed. Just sit and just get still and come from just being empty and meaningless. And just breathe. And then also, when people do that, serotonins are released, endorphins are released as well. So that's also a healing modality. If people have high blood pressure, they have a lot of stress in their lives, meditation works. It works, and it opens up things in their life. And that's what I recommend. The first step is meditation and journaling. Just journal.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to do all of that. When I was a kid, okay, Today is not National Hat Day. Yesterday was, but today I'm wearing a Waluigi hat, and I like video games. Okay, so anyways, speaking of meditation, when I was a kid, I used to sit there and play Final Fantasy, and I was like, why is it that when I meditate, I get more health points than when I sleep? And I didn't know that when I was a kid. Now that I'm older and I actually meditate, I can get more out of a meditation for healing than I do sometimes out of taking a nap or sleeping. So it really is, when you learn to meditate, you can actually heal yourself and overcome things. And I do make a practice of clearing chakras. So you're definitely on track with that. So will you keep
Clearing
going?
the root chakra. Clearing the womb chakra, the womb chakra is important. I mean, that is the most important thing to do. And also walking meditation. You know, sometimes you can just walk and it's a beautiful day and you're just in peace. That's meditation.
One of the viewers had made a comment about when females experience sexual trauma, it can make them want sex all the time or become very sexual.
It can. It can do two things. It can shut them down or make them promiscuous.
Yeah. Well, and I think that if we were going to do testimonies, you know, because this is what the show's all about, is being really authentic, is that, like, my story, my history's not near what I'm sure many women have experienced. And I just want to be clear about that. Very, very, very clear. I also just want to put and share inside of this safe space and with Inez and Amy, who I know both very well, is that for me, I have a tendency to shut down or not want to be involved because I have had it in the past that men only have wanted me because they think they can get sex. And it's, you know, and I've been sexually harassed in the workplace. Nothing, like, I don't want to go down that, oh, woe is me path. I just want people to know that what my experience has been is that, oh, you're the cute Southern blonde or the cheerleader type, or you're probably not smart, whatever. And they just say, ooh, you're in sales. I bet you we can do and win the contest if you will offer sex. So I tend to shut down, right? And then now I'm like, no, 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 to the point that, you know, I tend to not be as open in to even being in a relationship right now today.
Right. And see, that's why also women's circles are crucial. Women can come together in a safe space and just share. And women's circles, you can have it in your home and invite your friends. You can have a little food there, journals for them, and just share.
So I added this picture. And as I added this picture, can you see this picture on the screen?
Yeah.
Be the woman who fixes another woman's crown without telling the world that it was crooked. And this is so poignant and apropos.
You just straighten it out for her.
Exactly. You just kind of get my crown like National Hat Day, and I was gifted this hat. You know, but we don't gossip, we don't judge. I mean, people have this natural tendency to be curious and judge, and they don't understand. It's a misunderstanding. Often it's just a misunderstanding.
Right. I was at a women's circle on Monday, and it was a safe space, and everyone just shared, and it was so moving. And it's also a purging. So this is what we need. We need to come together, have that female energy, and just release.
Wow. What if? So I'm now just at the point where I'm starting to embrace other women in my life, and I've really had this like, I don't know, it's like I haven't really gotten to be around a lot of women, and when I have been around a lot of women, I've been like almost terrified. I can't really figure out why, but it's been like an uncomfortable space. I've always kind of hung out with the guys, and I do have female friends, like I do, and I always have.
Well, hello, you got both of us.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. It's like now I'm at a point in my life where I'm actually embracing this. And so, do you have recommendations for people who maybe resist women's circles or men's groups, or, you know, like I have no idea where the resistance came from, but there was a big resistance to it, and I'm letting all that
go. You know what, just do it. You just have to just keep doing it until you break through.
Yeah.
And just keep making breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough, and then miracles is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Well,
because
I would add
there's a lot of
okay, Inez, I would add, like with Amy and I, and you know, I've definitely flew to Toronto from Texas. So any viewers that are coming on late, my name is Teresa. This is the Teresa and Amy show, and I'm in Texas. Amy's in Toronto, and we have our guest Inez from Chicago. We're all a part of the team management leadership program for Landmark Worldwide. And I wanted to say, you know, I flew up to Toronto, and it was kind of a dance, right? Because I went and stayed with Amy, and it was kind of an adjustment, not in a bad way, but for both of us, like, because we're women and we've had our lives and all of that. So how do you know? And I'm going to say that I just trust my instinct, because I think there are women that have hurt me, even as of recent, this past 6 months. There have been really good friends of mine that have hurt me. Yet, how do you choose?
Well, it's not that I choose, it's that I know now with the training that I've had that it's coming from a space that they've been hurt. Because especially if you know that you didn't do anything to these people, but then there was something you had said or done that might have triggered something, and that trigger is not you.
Mm-hmm.
So I have another picture. It says, don't let people discourage you. Just fluff out your tutu and dance away.
And dance anyway, right.
Okay, so I just thought this was apropos.
Right, because I know women that are resistant, but I know it's not me, it's their past experience. But they might not be aware of that. And some women have to get to that level in their life. That's why meditation is important. Journaling is important. Being around other women that express it. Because a lot of times you come around women and they express what they've been through. You've been through it too. Then you feel, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
So I don't like to sit there and get around people and dwell on our traumas. maybe that's one of the things.
Well,
I don't like it.
Some of us
but
need
it is
that.
nice to know that
Some of
people
us
have
need
been
that.
through it. But at the same time, it's like, okay, great. I like to know that I'm not alone, and at the same time, I think that was one of the things that I found with women is that they often talked about things that happened over and over and over again, and I had a hard time with that. So,
okay, there's a comment from a viewer.
Right.
It's an act of love or a call for love.
Yes.
Would you like to comment, Inez, about that? Back to the viewer. I don't know who it is, but go ahead.
Yes. Because we all come, you know what? We're all love. We're all love. Regardless of how you got here. We're love. We're just taught all of these crazy things that is happening to us. Our society is so distorted when it comes to sex because we have been told it's taboo. Women can't do it till they get married, all kind of things. So when I hear these things happening, especially to adults now who have had sexual trauma as a child and they're going through it now, that's a symptom. That's a symptom of that trauma, that disease. And sometimes they're not even aware of it. You know, we talk about all these people out here, these and I'm going to get deep here, these pedophiles and these people that are doing these things to children. That is because they've been stifled. They don't know the real meaning, because we're all come from sexual creation. We all are.
Yes. Wow. And you know what? I want to ask a question about that. And I've asked this on as a guest or whenever other guests have been on the show. How do we transform even the pedophiles? Or do you think pedophiles want to be transformed?
Well, that is a good question. I can't answer for all of them.
And I guess maybe that's not fair to even ask that question. I've just been often curious, like, we all want to help the victim, which absolutely, hands down, I'm all for that. it's just, I'm curious how many pedophiles actually recover, and or is there a way to reach those abusers? And maybe there's just right now that we just all need, the three of us just need to work on helping and assisting the women that have been through it so that they can stand in their power, and that maybe we can all just, share and love on one another.
It's funny you say that, Teresa,
sure.
because I have felt right to the core for many years that I'm meant to help people who also are the perpetrators of things, right? Like, because we can help the victims, but then it's like, I know that hurt people. So it's like when there are people hurting, they end up hurting others. And it's like, well, how can we help transform the people who are hurting? Because like you were saying, Inez, when people are coming from love and when they're coming from their own power and their own like authenticity, there isn't really the space for them to be harming because they're actually in a place of like positive energy, positive vibration, right?
Well, you know what?
I can agree with that, viewer, that I get frustrated if I don't get sex. I don't do that right, but
yeah, because
Amy, would you like to say more about that at all? I mean, and maybe that's too personal. Like,
right now is probably the longest that I've gone since my entire adulthood, and I'm freaking out, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
No.
Well, you know what?
Good.
But the person gets frustrated. There is a energy modality called Tantra that helps transform that energy. I know several people who are involved in that right now. Matter of fact, people on team, and they're assisting men and women in transforming that energy and harnessing that. And when you do that, you can heal so much in your body by doing that.
Well, I've actually been using that energy. I've been transferring it into my work. So, I mean, it is, and into my creations, right? So I have actually been able to use that sex transmutation and use it. And it still doesn't change the fact that I enjoy it and I want that.
Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. I do too. I love it too.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
That's right. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Flip it. Yeah. Of course.
Oh, wow. And you know what's interesting is right now in this, and I'm going to be vulnerable or authentic because I vowed to be authentic. Like, I'm a little uncomfortable with the conversation because I'm thinking my family watches this show, and if they find out that I'm having a conversation about my sex life, it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
Teresa, your parents did it. And that's why I'm sure they're going to get it.
Right? Like, I'm just being authentic about how I tend to shut down, and I tend to say, like, I'm just being like in the moment of what can I learn from this?
You know, but that's how we were taught in this country. We were taught that way. There's some other countries
I'm a Southern Baptist. You know what I mean? And I don't discount, like, it just is what it is. That's what's so. And with that comes certain rules.
Yeah.
Or at least my past viewpoint has it.
Yeah. I've been spending a lot of time working on doing, like, unconditioning myself. That's what I've been working on.
Right.
And so somebody wants to know why you're holding back, Teresa.
You holding back?
Well, now you know why.
I don't hold back. I'm holding back.
Now you know what, right?
That's awesome.
Well, and here's the deal is that that's why this show is so important. And being with the two of you this morning, I'm experiencing transformation, right? And I'm going to pull up another picture that I think is just fun. It has nothing to do with sex. It just has to do with women having fun. So I want y'all to see this picture.
Oh, yeah. That's so cute.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Inez, do you have kids?
Have 5 minutes. Oh, go ahead.
Are you a mom?
No.
I don't know if you have kids or not.
No, I have a dog. Dogs. So, dog mama. Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes when you're a parent, sometimes your children will get very uncomfortable when you're talking about things like this, right? So I do have to be conscious of what I do say, because anything that obviously impacts the kids. So that's.
But you know what? The thing is, I've learned, and and talking to people from other countries. Some of these countries are so free about it. The kids know about it. They're open, and they have the less sexual diseases, the less trauma, because we've been taught to shut down, especially as women. They want to control it.
Yeah.
And see, no, you don't control something that's natural and basic.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say they have less diseases.
Exactly.
Because disease, like I do a lot of metaphysical healing, and it's like, it's something that I really look into a lot. So you're right. There are less diseases when you're not making yourself wrong, when there's no guilt, when there's like real freedom for you to be yourself and connect with somebody else and really honor that connection, right? So there is. Wow. And when you can accept somebody else's sexuality as well, right, and accept them for exactly who they are, there's much less friction and there is less disease.
Ooh, where you're open.
Fantastic. You can actually feel.
So Amy, in the last 2 minutes of the show, do you have a challenge for today? And then we'll allow Inez to close out and sort out how we can find her and have open discussions with her.
Sure, yeah. So today's challenge is to look into the sexuality for yourself, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others, how you've been in the past, and how you really want to authentically be. And really just start to ask yourself some questions about, if I didn't have the conditioning that I have, if I didn't have the trauma that I have, how would I feel most free? What is really right for me? And then just do some discovery today. And that's it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Definitely. Yes, and you can catch me on Facebook. You can got my name up there.
Wow.
I'm on Facebook. You can communicate. I'm on Instagram.
Let's see what this one says. If we have all had many past lives, consider that all of us have memories of sexual abuse. Identifying past blockages gives freedom. Perfect. That's part of the discovery.
Yes.
You all today, thank you to every viewer. Please find Inez Teemer on Facebook. She is on our team, and we're so proud and excited. And my name is
Inez, and I have
more to come.
And I have the fastest question ever, just because I need to know. Can you help people with childbirth trauma from a distance, or do they have to be in your area? This might help.
I can do it with Reiki. I can do it with Reiki.
Okay. Perfect.
I can definitely do it with Reiki.
Yes. Love that.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Teresa, for being the most amazing co-host ever. Love you to pieces.
Thank you, Teresa. Mama Teresa.
I know
Sister Amy.
Even with my rat hat.
Next time I want my hat.
Here, if you guys were here, you could join me with the Super Mario thing. I've got Mario trapped in the basement right now.
Oh, wow.
So funny.
Luigi and Waluigi.
Okay, guys, my name is Teresa Snyder. I am your media host, and this is the Teresa and Amy Show. Amy Thompson is developing a program called happynow.online, and you will be finding out more and more in the next couple of days, but check us all three out. Check us all three out, and stay tuned, and we'll be back here tomorrow. We will see you all tomorrow, same time, same channel. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Peace. Woo.
Peace.